They said it couldn't be done. They said it was impossible. 100 tips in 10 minutes. One tip every 6 seconds. And this took absolutely forever, so please drop a like on the video and subscribe because it took ages. And we're already late, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is an insanely good Viper lineup you can use on Breeze to catch off the post-plant situation if you follow it like this. Now if you want to get a spicy wallbang with the Odin here, simply put your Sova dart on Ascent through this little gap here, then wallbang with the Odin. It's a very easy wall to wallbang. An OP Sage wall to block off the spike. If you plant here, put your Sage wall down, they can't actually get to it and it's impossible to reach. Never ever throw an ability in the open without clearing the corner first. You want to peek the angle and then throw it. It's another extremely good Viper lineup you can use on split to counter anyone on this situation here if they plant it there. If you put down your fake Yoru footsteps on the ground, jump up on them, you can actually get a TP onto the little box here which actually lifts you up off the ground. You can press F10 on your keyboard to see your own abilities and what they do if you're new to the game or need a reminder. Brimstone's Molotov lasts for 9 seconds and does 65 damage total. This gives you an idea for your lineup. A great tip is to plant the spike with Sova, shoot your shock darts up in the air, 2 of them, they'll take 17 seconds to land back down and catches anyone trying to defuse. And hey, I stream on Twitch and there's some extremely entertaining Valorant content over there too, link in the description. Tip number 10, when playing Jet, you need 1 Jet knife to the head to kill them and you need 3 to the body to kill them. If you're looking to get better with Jet knives, go into the practice range and start practicing now. A great tip to help with the crosshair placement, look at the different boxes and objects on the map. They usually line up with the head level, for example this green box here. A tip for when playing deathmatch, if you're looking to improve your game sense, attack it as if you're actually attacking or defending a site. You can actually parkour and jump onto the generator on Ascent if you're looking to either pull off a raised satchel jump or something else. Go on to bind, play Astra, put one of your smokes on this box here. If you activate it, then go back in your ability, your feet will be raised and you're completely invisible when your feet aren't touching the ground. An extremely aggressive and OP Cypher play, place down 2 of your cages right here. You'll be able to go round through the side, they go through the wall, and you can surprise your enemies. Whenever you're using your ultimate, always place down a Yoru TP because you're going to need to get back and you never know what could be on the other side. A great lineup on Ascent with KO, you can use his EMP to get free intel by throwing it from this direction. When playing KO, you need to do a pot flash. You want to do an underarm throw, look to the opposite side, and then peek around the corner after. Reyna can actually time it so that she can use one of her soul orbs and dismiss away from a Raze ultimate just at the last second. The best way to do a Phoenix flash is to use the XTR flash. You want to essentially go close to the wall, press right click on your flash, and it will go around you. A disgusting Breach and Raze combo, use Breach's ultimate down here on long C. It traps them all, dismisses them all, annoys them all, and then you can go ahead with your Raze ultimate and kill them all. Tip number 25, believe it or not, Sage mains can actually heal their teammates. I know, shocking right? A disgusting Killjoy setup on Ascent is put your turret here, go ahead and place 2 swarm grenades right down here and it'll trap them along this long corridor. An extremely good Sage wall to do on Ascent B when you're pushing as an attacker, come up here you can get an insane angle from all the direction. An incredible Viper one-way on split is to throw it up here, detonate it, and you'll be able to get an insanely good one-way. If you're in low elo, the best way to get out is hide in a corner. Put down one of Sage's orbs on the ground to slow them, and then place a Brimstone ult to create an absolute death trap. A great way to defend the spike with Sova is to simply use your ultimate from a far distance and camp. You want to communicate with your team to plant the spike in certain lineup positions, whether your team has someone who can do lineups or you yourself. Go into your settings, turn on yellow Dunotropia for your outlines of the enemies. It's the best one and it is visually the clearest one to us as humans. Turn all your graphic settings on low if you're looking for more FPS. You want to be changing your keybinds for certain agents, for example Jet, to make the dashing or other abilities easier for you. When playing Raze, if you're on Ascent, take out the door with 1 satchel, simply throwing it here. An OP shotgun crossfire you can use on bind in hookah, get one person to sit there, get another person to sit where I am, and it's OP. And if you're finding any of these tips useful so far, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more. If you played on a map with a teleporter, put your smokes through as Jet and then go through yourself and you'll be able to take out anyone who's completely distracted by them. The same can also be done with Raze abilities, put your boom bot and grenade through and they won't know what hit them. Tip number 41 is to put your Reyna eyes high up in the air because it forces the enemy to move their crosshair and it puts them in an uncomfortable position. A great movement tip to peek an angle is to simply jump and then crouch so you won't make any sound. An OP Viper lineup you can use on Icebox is this one right here. If you stand in this position, fire it off at that angle, you'll delay the post-plant situation. An OP combo with Jet is to over-peek an angle and then dash away to the side if you're looking to entry frag and get an early kill. A great wallbang you can pull off an ascent is often in low elo, people will hide in these corners. Simply wallbang it and pick yourself up a free kill. On breeze, you can get a cool updraft spot here with Jet, and you can actually kill anyone who's holding mid. Jet Operator is a very strong combo. You will need to learn this if you're playing her. A great movement tip is to crouch during an ongoing gunfight to actually throw off your enemy's crosshair placement. When defusing the spike with Jet, you can actually put 2 of your cloudbursts down and they will actually cover it for the entire time. Typing GG easy in the chat actually decreases the brain cells that you have every single time you do it. And by the way, you need to be playing with a team, so if you're looking for players to play with, we have a Discord full of people who are exactly looking to do that in Valorant. There's a link down below in the description. And Jet smokes will actually last for a total of 7 seconds. What you can do is hide behind Killjoy's turret directly behind it, and you can peek an angle and use it as cover and as a distraction. It'll be very hard to hit you. Lineups will often work for every single agent that has a similar ability, for example Viper and Brimstone, and it will often follow the same pattern. Skye's ultimate can fly, so if you're on high ground, you are not safe from them. However, tip 64, Skye's ultimate cannot go through surfaces or sage walls, they will break them over time. There's actually a difference between fake and regular Yoru footsteps. The fake ones will often be heavier, the real one will be lighter and have the sound of clothes in it. You can shoot out Killjoy's alarm bot when it goes off, just before it. Never ever wide swing an angle, usually you want to wait for them to walk into your crosshair placement. Stop playing ranked when you're on a losing streak, just quit. Brimstone's ultimate will actually completely counter Killjoy's ultimate when they both place it down. A great camping spot to watch the flank in Icebox is here. You can't be seen, and it's a very rat looking spot. Jet can actually get onto this ledge here because of her passive ability, and it allows her to jump up on it. An OP strategy on Icebox is to rush through the zip line here, and you can actually get there making very minimal sound. Instead of walking up the ramp like you usually would, what you want to do is get your knife out and jump up it because you can get onto the ledge a lot quicker. You can actually jump up the Icebox ramp without making a sound at all. You've got to do this technique though, you've got to shift and jump up at the same time. Tip number 75 is to remember to practice your insta-locking Jet skills. It's a reaction time test in its own. The green boxes are practically like paper. You can wallbang them very easily. And that comes with the next tip, which is you can wallbang practically anywhere in Valorant, so go for it and give it a try. Place down a raised satchel on a wall when you go to peek an angle, and you can detonate it off if you get in a sticky situation where you need to get pushed back to cover. Look to mask the sound of the plant with other sound cues that can distract them. An insanely good Viper lineup is this one on ascent right here. If you fire it off in this direction that I'm doing right now, it will land and detonate on the post-plant situation. If you're looking to peek an angle and gain some intel, you want to learn this movement tip right here. You have to come to the side, move back around, and you will be able to peek the angle successfully without showing much of your body. When a raised boombot goes off and detonates, you can actually jet dash away from it at the last second, which baits it out. You can also do this with raised grenades just before they're about to go off. And the same also applies to a raised ultimate, you can do it again. When playing on Haven, if you put a sage wall on this ledge here, you can actually block off any line of sight from someone who's going to be looking from heaven. You can TP away with Omen to actually avoid Cypher's ult from it actually tracking your location. The same also applies to Killjoy. When Killjoy's ultimate's about to go off, TP away and come back in and you'll be perfectly fine. Next up is don't place a Killjoy ultimate alone down on sight because you'll get pushed very easily. When you're using the Vandal, your first 3 bullets have no recoil. Put your stinger settings on the left click and right click and it'll look like this. Same applies to the Bulldog, it makes it OP. You want to put your snipers on hold instead of toggle because it makes you zoom in quicker. If you're ever losing, just bring out the Odin, trust me it works. Here's an OP Viper lineup you need to use right now. If you line up like I am here, it will work and deny the post plant. A great movement tip is to do a jiggle peek to the right to check around a corner. When playing Reyna, you want to place your Reyna orbs where you think the enemy is going to be looking so it distracts their vision. Use the Sound of Omen's TP ability to mask other sound cues in the game. And you can also do this vice versa, use other sounds in the game to mask Omen's TP ability itself. A great use of Omen's ultimate is to gain recon and intel from it by TPing somewhere. You can stall the defuse with Yoru's ultimate, go into it and stand in front and wait for them to defuse or stop defusing. You can do this too with Omen's ability. TP with Omen when you have the spike to execute an easy and simple rotate risk-free. Therefore, the next time that you're in a sticky situation, you can simply go ahead and grab the spike off your teammate, execute a TP, use your ultimate for this, TP into a safe spot, and usually the site will be completely clear, which allows you to get a plant down without even anyone knowing there, and you're one step ahead of the defenders for that rotate that's going to be happening. It really is an OP strategy. Use Cypher's ultimate when they pop it off as an advantage to you. Most people look at the minimaps, so use this when you're going into gunfights. As well, when someone picks up a kill on your team, at that split second, people usually look up at the minimap to see what happens, and you can re-engage in a gunfight right here to catch them off guard. When someone uses a Cypher ultimate, use your Omen TP ability because it completely blocks out the vision on the minimap. You can also use the normal teleport to dodge at Cypher's ultimate too. On Breeze, hide under the vent, get ready with your knife for anyone who comes through and completely knife them and make them look like a fool. Sky's flashes are a lot quicker when you bounce it off the wall initially and it goes 10 times quicker. Tip 100 is to have an amazing rest of your day. If this video gets to 25k likes, I will do 200 tips in 20 minutes, so be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if it did help you out. And click on the video on your screen right now to see a brand new one too.